India Global.
India Global.
Hello and welcome.
Join us as we travel to Armenia, a landlocked mountainous country in southwestern Asia, which is at the crossroads between Asia and Europe.
You just heard Hi Hi, which means Armenian, sung by the Ashian sisters, whose songs are about their homeland, Armenia. The Republic of Armenia, home to one of the oldest civilizations, has a parliamentary form of government. Yerevan, among the oldest inhabited cities in the world, is its capital. Among the earliest to adopt Christianity as a state religion, the majority of Armenians are apostolic Christians. A large Armenian diaspora is spread across the world, including a small community in India.
Armenian singer Sirushu, who has even been described as a national treasure, singing a folk-influenced song called Pri Gumesh. Links between India and Armenia go back several centuries. There were settlements established by two Indian princes in Armenia as early as 149 BC. Thomas Canna is said to be the first Armenian to have landed on the Malabar coast in 780 AD. A few Armenian towns were important centers for barter trade with India, which exported precious stones, herbs and textiles in return for hides and dyes.
Armenian traders came to Agra during Mughal Emperor Akbar's reign and served in various capacities. Mariam Zamani Begum, the emperor's wife, is said to have been Armenian. Did you know that Indian classical singer Gohar Jan, the first to be recorded on gramophone in 1902, was of Armenian origin?
And that the first Armenian language journal published in the world was Azdarar from Madras in 1794. The warm and cordial relations between India and Armenia based on this shared history continue, says India's ambassador in Yerevan, D. Suresh Babu.
Armenians have been in India more than 3-4 centuries. They made India as their home. Even today we have a thin Armenian diaspora living in Calcutta. There is a functioning Armenian philanthropic college in Calcutta, besides a number of functioning Armenian churches in Calcutta and its suburbs. Armenians also have a couple of churches in Chennai.
Excellent political ties, strengthened by high-level visits, have marked relations between India and Armenia in the modern era, adds Envoy Suresh Babu.
We have been close friends and we have been developing these relations progressively. India was one of the first countries in the world to recognize Armenia's independence in 1991, and we established diplomatic ties and we opened embassy in Yerevan in 1999 with the president ambassador. Since then, our relations have gone through several stages of development. We have had a number of VVIP level visits between our two countries. The two former presidents of Armenia were in India on a state visit. Our former vice president, late Sri Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, was in Armenia 10 years ago. And we also have a large number of ministerial and deputy minister level visits between our two countries.
India and Armenia also share convergent views on several issues of mutual interest, including in the international sphere.
You're not alone.
You just heard Armenian singer Aram with his song Not Alone, which made it to the top 5 songs at the Eurovision contest last year. Though trade and economic relations between India and Armenia are proceeding at a modest pace, potential for growth exists, especially in the IT sector, observes India's ambassador Suresh Babu.
Our bilateral trade and economic engagement with Armenia has not been as we desired so. The trade turnover is very modest, maybe about $70-80 million, say, per annum in an average. The country is a very small and it's a small economy, but nevertheless there are some potential sectors where India can cooperate actively with Armenia. That is, they have medium-sized mines, they have gold, they have copper, they have molybdenum, and also they have very good human resources, knowledge power. Though it is a small country of 3.2 million population, they have over 300 IT companies. So IT is a very strong sector for them. India being an IT leader, we can cooperate in this sector.
Envoy Suresh Babu says India's developmental assistance to Armenia has extended to both capacity building and human resource development.
Armenia being an emerging economy, emerging democracy, they need some kind of a support from friendly countries, and India has been constantly supporting and extending its assistance to Armenia by providing various projects. We donated some cash when the massive earthquake took place in Armenia. Also, we gifted tractors, agricultural accessories. We set up IT Center of Excellence in Yerevan with a Param supercomputer. It's worth of about $1.6 million. And we also extended assistance to modernization of various school buildings. Last year, we signed 2 MOUs, one providing a telemedicine project in Armenia by the CTAC. The second MOU is that we are going to set up computer labs in 50 schools. We are in the process of execution of these 2 projects. iTech program is a hit in this country, and we have been giving them 20 to 25 slots every year.
Ambassador Babu highlights the new area of cooperation that has emerged in the field of traditional medicine between India and Armenia.
After upgradation of our Department of Ayush into a full-fledged ministry, the first 2-member Ayush experts delegation came to Armenia to promote Indian traditional medicine here. We organized the first Indo-Armenian seminar on traditional Indian medicine. The experts gave a presentation, and now we agreed to continue our cooperation in the field of Ayush.
Strong cultural ties exist between India and Armenia, says India's ambassador in Yerevan, Suresh Babu.
Culture is one of the main aspects of our cooperation. They are positively poised towards Indian culture. They like Bollywood films. They like Indian dances, Indian songs, because Armenians also geographically close to India, so we have a lot of commonalities in our languages. We also regularly organize film weeks and Vishwa Hindi Day we celebrate.
10 antique books from the National Library of Armenia were displayed at the Antique Book Exhibition in Kolkata last year. Tourism is an area that can potentially increase people-to-people contacts, and incredible India has captured young Armenian minds. Ambassador Suresh Babu explains.
We organized a tourism seminar, Incredible India. It was the first time that we organized in this country, and there is a lot of interest among Armenians to visit India. Very recently, we organized a all-Armenia painting and essay competition among the school children. About 1,500 school children participated, and our Ministry of Tourism is kind enough to organize a free trip, 1-week-long trip to India for 4 of the top winners. Very soon, they are going to visit India. And this competition really sent a very good message among the Armenian children and, in fact, Armenian society about India.
That wraps up our visit to Armenia. But before we go, here's a question for you.
A street in an Indian city was named more than 300 years ago after Armenian families who lived here and formed a vibrant part of the trade and commerce of this erstwhile British presidency. Can you name the street and the city?
Send in your answers to indiajourneys360@gmail.com. The first 3 listeners sending in the correct answer will get a music CD from EIR's archives and a DVD from the Ministry of External Affairs.
Congratulations, Major Kavar Arun Singh from Mao in Madhya Pradesh, Priyanka Nadye from Bengaluru in Karnataka, and V.V. Durga Prasad Pothnuru from Hyderabad in Telangana for the right answer to the question on Uzbekistan.
Uzbek scholar Al-Biruni wrote an encyclopedic work on India called Tariq al-Hind and has a crater on the moon named after him.
Until next time then, goodbye
and travel safe.